Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Trends 365, and this is a state of the market update for December 21st, 2019. Before we get started, this is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. This is for informational purposes only. All right, so quick video here, just for state of the market. Which way are we going? S&P 500, strong uptrend. There is nothing bearish about this market. Again, maybe getting a little extended, but the trend is higher, and so any pullback or shakeout is an opportunity to buy, in my opinion. Looking at the Qs, looks almost exactly the same as the SPX. Same thing. Again, getting a little bit extended here, right? A little bit extended. So with a lower volume week coming up, with the holiday shortened week, may get a little shake, maybe not, and but the trend overall is going to be higher. At the Dow Jones Composite Average, this one not quite as overdone, but still getting there. All the moving averages are turning up. This one, again, this move is most likely just starting. Nothing to be bearish about here. Small caps broke out, came back, kind of retested, and now we're moving higher. Strong trend higher. All the moving averages are now moving up. Again, maybe needs to consolidate or pull back, but as of now, nothing to get bearish about. Looking at the value line geometric index, this one is, if you see here, let me go to a longer chart here. We have this nice area that we broke out of, came back, retested, and now it looks like on the daily time frame we're coming back into this potential supply area. Maybe it comes back and retests, comes back a little bit, but something like this, right? And then like that. That would be very bullish. Again, it's kind of getting a little bit extended into supply, so would we expect maybe a little pullback? Yeah, it's possible. It doesn't have to, though, but it's possible. Moving on to the, if I type it right, the Global 100 ETF, almost straight up. I mean, this thing has rocketed. These are the largest corporations in the world, and it is just moving higher at an extremely fast pace. I mean, it's 60 degrees higher. Unbelievable. Looking at the entire world minus the United States. Okay, so how's the rest of the world doing? So there's this area right here, and we're just kind of now testing the top end of maybe this range. But so the rest of the world is also moving higher. Nothing bearish about this chart at all. It still looks absolutely amazing. And this one looks, not crazy overdone. Could have come back and retest down in here, all the way down to $48 or so. Possible. Looking at emerging markets. If I type it right again. Here we go. This one is looking pretty good and had a very sharp move higher. So again, kind of extended. A pullback would be normal price action, but there's nothing bearish about the chart at all. Looking at some key sectors, XLF is at the top end of supply. And you have to go back to a weekly chart to see how important this level is. Super duper important, right? So yeah, could have come back and retest a little bit to break out. That has been my thesis all along, that this will probably need to come back and then go higher, and that's still very likely. Looking at semiconductors, just monster, absolute monster, straight up. Same thing. Market isn't crazy overdone. It could still go higher, but eventually it's going to have to consolidate or come back to let these averages catch up a little bit. Looking at lumber. lumber is just now breaking out. Bodes very well for the economy overall, and the market should follow. Nothing bearish about this chart. Put calls. All right, so you see people are piling into calls. We're starting to get a pile up of these kind of frothy days, right? And we're not too far away from that now. Again, doesn't mean we're going to pull back tomorrow, just something to be aware of. There's a lot of bullish excess that's building up into this market, and the market will shake that out eventually, and it's going to look terrible and ugly. But there's no reason to get bearish at this point. All the averages are moving higher, and everything looks fantastic. But some weak hands will be shaken out eventually, probably within the next week or two. Looking at the SPX versus TLT, so as a measure of bullishness, or at least of risk appetite, I should say, measure of risk appetite, this thing is just rocking higher. A lot of no one's getting protection right now. No one's piling into bonds right now. Everyone is in stocks. Again, extended. Most likely a shakeout within the next couple weeks is likely. Just to let it catch up. And I don't watch the VIX too much, but it's still in a very tradable range. It's not down here under 10. It's at 12.5. So, nothing, there's no volatility in the market as of right now. Again, it can mean revert up into this, 16.5 range. That would be fine and perfectly normal. These spikes happen, and they happen quick, right? They happen really quick. So, just something to be aware of. And looking at the S&P versus the rest of the world minus the S&P. Right? So, as you can see, the United States is still outperforming the rest of the world by a lot, and has been since 2010. So, no other place to be than in the United States. And I think that's going to do it for me today. Hope this was good for you. Again, in the end, we are bullish. The market is bullish, maybe extended. Shakeout could happen this week, next week. It's a holiday shortened week, probably low volume. So it's a logical place for a shakeout if it's going to happen. But overall, if you have a medium to longer term time frame, this looks absolutely amazing. Hope you have a great week. Happy holidays. And we'll talk to you next time.